So I'm just doing a quick video on here to say I've caught wind of maybe it's a movement or people talking about that those who advocated as a light word, people who demonized us and ostracized us, pressured us, medically coerced us to take the jab. They want amnesty. They want to be absolved of any type of prosecution, probably legally or socially, because the narrative is becoming like, yeah, these shots didn't really work, especially when it came to the spread, at least for, was it Pfizer? Said they didn't even test to see how the vaccines would prevent transmission, which is like most of the problem is transmitting a virus. So they didn't even test for that. So, and then they basically lied about that, um, insinuating that it was going to work, obviously. And the whole thing is a mess. But these people, now I don't judge, honestly, at the end of the day, because I want to move forward with humanity. I want to move forward life. And to an extent, you have to forgive that. You have to forgive people to make mistakes who own up to that. Okay? It's not about canceling. We're not canceling anymore. Let's stop that. But so for people who felt they needed to, for their personal reason, to take the shot, whether that's they're immunocompromised or people around them, or they wanted to take the thing for themselves. Okay, you know, that's one thing. It's a different thing, like I said, to ostracize people, to intimidate them, and to fire them over that. Now, again, the whole vaccine thing is like a whole thing in itself, a whole conversation, because people want to argue that, like, your child has vaccine to go to school and certain jobs and everything. You have to have proof of this stuff. But at the end of the day, first of all, it's apples and oranges. They are not the same thing we're talking about. Again, more of the lying from these parasitic, narcissistic, predatory people who especially love to hide behind the word liberalism, which is hilarious. So, the most liberal of people, and again, I'm not pitting one side against another, but I'm pointing out the hypocrisy to the extent. Now, here's the other thing: the liberals, especially, are the cancel culture, and they don't see anything wrong with that. They want to pick up a tweet from 15 fucking years ago that was a goddamn joke and cancel your entire life over it, and misconstrue things over people have said, and not allow debate, and not and totally censorship. So that totally cancel, like I said, for a lot of things that happened years ago under different circumstances than we live in now, and not letting people be forgiven for those things. Yet here they are, for a few months ago, they want to be forgiven. This is not how forgiveness works. You don't get the privilege of just being like, yeah, I did really bad things that actually mimic the fucking Nazis, and to be like, yeah, that didn't happen. That just didn't happen. We were in a unique time and a lot of pressure, and you can't blame me for that. It's like, no, in times like that, we do blame you. And we want better for you. We want better for humanity. We want people to own up to their shit. That's not owning up to your shit. So, no, I'm not for this amnesty thing. No one should. I'm not for permanently condemning these people, but we need to bring that to light. There ain't no forgetting that. It just happened. So, um, yeah, because I don't want to contribute to any kind of talk and discussion and that can promote a civil war or anything like that. But um we need that addressed. People need to be prosecuted legally in some cases, in a lot of ways, socially, and not ostracization, because they can be their own community. They're good at that. Just pull up TikTok or something. They're great with that stuff. So that's all I gotta say is like we need to bring those people to light and call them out. And it's like, no, you get on our page. This didn't work. It didn't work at all. Like everyone I know and people I know who got the jab, got sick still. Let's stop lying and saying, oh, it would have been worse had we not gotten it. I just heard some delirious news today that was saying, well, the COVID symptoms are changing. And they're like, people who had no shot or just one shot are getting headaches, and the others are getting runny noses and cough. The people that got 2 or more shots. And it's like, first of all, the headache sounds a little more manageable, actually. I think I'd rather go that route than the cold. I hate getting a cold. But the other thing, what was crazy at the end of the news segment, it said about, well, it's still important to be tested. And it's like, because it was like, we don't know. It's important to be tested because we don't know. It's harder to tell what's COVID and what's actually a cold or a flu. And it's like, so then it's been defeated? Like, it's like the regular cold? So what the fuck is the problem now? You know? I would be more upfront and honest. Like, if the world was more honest, like, we want to work on eliminating the common cold. We want to actually work on that as humanity and be open and transparent about that. We want to make vaccines. We want to we want to. I would be more able to to listen to that at least and consider factors of like, and instead of being intimidated like we were, and all this stuff, like nasty stuff, like people not being able to go to a funeral or see their loved ones in a nursing home before they die and letting them die, or not letting you be with your pets, whether they're being taken care of in a vet or having to be put down. Like, that stuff is so not like, we just forget. We just no, that doesn't work like that. I will never forget. I expect people to get on our page and say, you know what, we were right. Validate us. You're not going to get validated. It's just not how it works.